Francis from Oxford is talking today to a very important visitor to Oxford. Ambassador Im has been ambassador to Iraq, to Iran, to Vietnam, and he has most recently been involved in an important initiative launched by the United Nations to look at the question of global responsibility in corporations, in business. So first of all, Ambassador Im, welcome back to Oxford, because you were first here 35 years ago.
Yes, thank you very much for your warm welcome. I am very happy and pleased to visit Oxford after 35 years. And at the time that I attended the Foreign Service Program organized by the British Foreign Ministry, and knowledge and experience I started at the time was greatly helpful and useful for me to carry out my diplomatic activities.
Yes. Well, good to know that Oxford helped you in that way. But now we want to focus on what you're doing at the moment, because you are now engaged in a very important activity, because a great topical interest, certainly here in the United Kingdom, but I'm sure elsewhere in the world, is this tension between what governments can do to create social responsibility, what businesses can do either to create social responsibility or to avoid it.
Yes.
Now, tell us about your initiative with the United Nations.
Yes. Now is the time of paradigm shift for businesses. The business today, the global environment and the economic and social challenges are very much relevant and more urgent for the business. Now the CEOs, they know how these the issues will affect their bottom lines.
Yes.
And whether global economic issues, social issues, social unrest, whether they are happening nearby or far away, affecting immediately their economic activities.
Because of globalization.
Yes, we are living in globalized the world. And now there is the consensus is emerging that the private sector has a key role in addressing these environmental and socio-economic challenges.
Right.
In addressing these challenges.
Yes. So your aim is, instead of asking governments to make more rules and regulations, they might want to do that, but what you're after is changing the mindset of corporations. Have I got that right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Of the businesses,
yes.
Because businesses are very powerful in any society. They have technology, they have capital, they know the solutions. They are very powerful. So if a business change, they transform themselves, then the society will change for themselves. So United Nations adopted the 10 principles of business to the right things, to the good things, to the society. Now, business, of course, the profit making is very important for them, but at the same time, equally, business should be responsible to the society where they operate.
Yes.
How United Nations adopted the 10 principles in the areas of human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption.
All the areas where social responsibility is so very much important, and how to keep cohesion of society.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. And as you said, the cohesion, inclusiveness.
Inclusiveness, exactly, that's right, yes.
And for the business to be rightly and socially responsible to the society, they need a framework.
Right.
Putting people first, all the time, considering the people first, and at the same time, putting the environment, the only one planet environment during their business activity.
And how many countries are involved in subscribing, in being prepared to support the initiative?
Actually, 101 countries. They established the local network of UN Global Compact.
Right.
But the businesses from the 145 countries, they are supporting the UN Global Compact initiative.
Right.
And 12,000 signatories are the adhering, supporting this UN Global Compact activities.
And that includes, as I understand it, some of the biggest economies in the world, like China and United States, both involved. Is that correct?
Yes, of course. China and the United States and most European countries, of course, many developing countries, they are participating because this is good things, this is the right things for the business, to the society.
Right.
And eventually, the businesses realize that this is the right way for them to business.
Yes.
For sustainably, I mean the considering for the coming generation, for their development, for their living.
Right. I've just one final question for you. What do you think, do universities have a role in all of this? Is education and science important in these initiatives?
I think so. Already, the UN Global Compact has established 15 key initiatives to implement the 10 principles in the field.
Right.
One of the key initiatives is the principle for responsible education for youth, because youth are made up 1/4 of the global population.
Right.
They are leading socio-economic norms and standards, but they are very much sometimes marginalized. They are suffering from violence. They are also suffering from joblessness. But as you know, they are our future.
Of course.
They are our subject.
Yeah.
So we must educate them responsibly, because they will be CEOs in their case.
Exactly so.
If they have responsibly educated, then they will be a good CEO, good leader of our society in the future. In that respect, UN Global Compact is giving highest priority upon the responsible education of youth.
So it comes back to what we talked about at the beginning. You had education here in Oxford that prepared you for diplomacy. You're saying that education is going also be to the key to get the social responsibility in the CEOs of the future.
I think education first.
Yes.
Education first. That is most important.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for talking to Voices from Oxford.
Thank you very much for this wonderful interview.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.